Hello there. What's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be taking a look at Agent Kallus, Commander expansion for Star Wars Legions. Mr. Mutton Chops himself, Alexander Kallus, is arrived in Star Wars Legion. We're going to take a look at him. It doesn't appear like he has a cigar in his mouth, but I think we're going to have to try and see if we can make that happen, because Kallus needs a cigar. You know, that's like, he seems too much like Wolverine to not have a stogie. All right, let's go ahead and check this guy out and unbox this thing. If you guys haven't already, if you're new here, check out the links in the description below. We've got links to Discord. We have a family-friendly Discord that runs communities for all kinds of games like Star Wars Legion, Armada, X-Wing, a lot of other board games, tabletop games. We also have links to, if you want to follow me on social media, and I just dropped my bass. There it is. Drop that bass. Okay, never mind. That was terrible. Dad jokes. I got dad jokes. All right, so here we have our little component build. If you're going to be like building with the bow staff or with the rifle, and if we're going to give him a helmet or helmetless, and I think we're going to go with helmetless and nunchucks, and that's kind of how we're going to try and do this, dude. There's everything on that side, and there's our backside with our rules, and there we go. All right, we've also got our sprue here. So here is Kallus on the sprue. Looks almost like a Magneto face right there, right? And there's our, oh, we got different head options too. We can have him sad or grinning, and I think we're gonna go with this head option right there, because that's where we can get the kind of have the cigar poking out. If I can figure out some kind of way to do a cigar, I'll do that. Maybe not. We will see. And we've got our base, and we've got all these cards. So let's take a closer look at the cards. All right, so we have our Agent Kallus card here. He has 90 points as a commander. He comes with, of course, command, training, equipment, and he's got his own weapon that can be equipped to him as well. He has 2 red dice for melee. He's got 3 for ranged, but only range 1 to 2, 2 black and a white with Pierce 1. Pierce 1 is always nice, and he does have Surge 2 crit, which makes him a little bit of a threat in the ranged department, although his range is limited there. He does have the red defense die, while no defensive surge. He's speed 2, he has 6 hull health, 6 hull, and 2 courage value. His contingencies keyword is what's really going to give him the standout ability in this particular faction. The Empire doesn't have a whole lot of flexibility with command cards, and contingencies is a new keyword to do just that. And this is going to allow him to pair with other types of characters that have more conditional cards, like maybe you're thinking about running Ida Versio and her droid, and maybe you don't know if you want to bring that droid's 2 pip because you might not be able to use it. Contingencies is a good option for that. Also really good with characters like Darth Vader that have a lot of command cards, and you don't want to have maybe all of them locked in. You know, if you lose Vader, you're totally screwed. So it gives you an option. You can bring 2 extra command cards, and so that much is very cool. He also has Cunning, which means his command cards are going to be pretty good because they're going to win ties, which is awesome. He is flawed, so we'll take a look at his flaw card. He's Sharpshooter 1 and Tactical 1 after you perform a standard move, gain an aim token. So really good stuff on this dude. We also have our cardboard here, which has lots of those fancy observation tokens. So those are very, very cool. All right, here's his flaw card, Developing Sympathies. Your opponent is going to have this at the start of the game. They can run this. You may play this card at the start of the command phase if there's a wounded enemy Agent Kallus. At the end of that enemy Agent Kallus's activation, if he performed an attack, he gains 4 suppression tokens. So basically he'll kind of start to feel sorry for, you know, maybe they beat some sense into him and he has the wounds to prove it. And now he feels a little bad and maybe doesn't want to attack. And so but you still can attack, but you're going to gain a lot of suppression tokens. Now, this is fine if somebody, like, you don't want to wait till the end, like the last turn to play this. You want to potentially put Kallus at risk of panicking, and that's certainly a good thing. For command cards, he's got Face Me. That's his 1 pip. It's him only. During his, he gains Agile 1 and Block. Block, of course, is going to give him Surge to Defense, Surge to Block if he has spent an Evade. I mean, a Block. Or Dodge token, thank you. During Agent Kallus' activation, he may perform a free recover action, which is definitely nice. Enemy units engaged with Agent Kallus cannot withdraw. So that's going to be good for locking down units that are going after objective cards that are going to want to get away. I don't know if it's going to do that great against big time force users because they will just cut him down anyway, but it's still nice. Of course, if we pair that with some of his weapons, he can potentially gain immunity to pierce. So we'll take a look at that in a little bit. So you can still use it to stand toe to toe to go against the Jedi if you really want to, but I think that's not its primary purpose. It's just like the extra option as well. We get ISB Investigation. This is a really interesting 2 pip. It's Agent Kallus plus 1 unit. You're going to declare a number and choose an opponent. That opponent sets aside face up any command cards in their hand that have a number of pips equal to the declared number. That opponent returns these cards to their hand after they select a command card in the subsequent round. So when you play this, like you can say 1, and then they have to reveal both of their 1 pips, and that means they also can't play those 1 pips because they're not in their hand. They're revealed, so they're returned to their hand after they pick another command card. So it's good to kind of like say, hey, I know you're not going to play a 1 pip next turn. It's also good to be able to see what command cards they're running. But its weakness is that if you go up against somebody else who happens to have the keyword contingencies, then they still can potentially pull from their contingencies. So that much is interesting. This is a really cool card. And it makes me think that the Clone Wars factions will be getting contingencies soon. Maybe that's what Yoda and the Super Tactical Droid are going to have. Ruthless Tactics is coming. 3 pip. It's Agent Kallus and 2 units. After an enemy unit defends against a ranged attack, it gains an observation token or 2 observation tokens if it had a number of suppression tokens equal to or exceeding its courage value. During Agent Kallus' activation, he may perform a free recover action. So we're seeing a lot of free recovers for Kallus. And that means maybe you want to take some stuff that requires him to exhaustible upgrades are going to be very good on him because it does that, but also puts out a lot of different observation tokens, which I really like. It's one thing that makes me want to maybe pair him with Vader, because Vader doesn't usually take aim actions, but doesn't mind having the ability to reroll the occasional failed red die. All right, so he does have his bow rifle. Let's look at the upgrade cards. He's got his bow rifle. And this is the staff configuration. It's gives you 4 dice in melee, which is not bad compared to his only 2 dice otherwise. It has lethal 1, reconfigure, so you can flip it over. Lethal 1 is going to, if you spend an aim, you're going to gain pierce. Since he's got tactical 1, he's getting a free aim after moving anyway. And but the big thing is you gain charge when you have this, so that's like a free action. And you're immune to pierce when defending against a melee attack. So this is the thing that's going to allow you to potentially stand up against a lightsaber user. If we flip it over, we've got 4 dice red attack that are range 3 attack that does it is definitely got a lot of advantages over the normal blaster pistol, in that it's got all the same dice plus a red. It's also got more range. It's up to range 3. So that much is great. It does have lethal 1, which is okay. I like Pierce better because you don't have to spend the aim. So his normal gun has Pierce. This one doesn't have Pierce. It has lethal 1. So, you can spend an aim token to gain Pierce 1, and you're gonna, you have to move for this. So this one isn't as good. It's not bad though. It's got more range, so it's a little bit more useful than the basic gun. But I think the one thing that gives you the most that you didn't already have is the bow rifle staff configuration. So I think that's maybe the better option of those. We're also going to be getting a couple of new cards. This is going to be the Empire's opportunity to get some of the newer groups of cards like Inspiring Presence and Vigilance. Neither of these I think are going to be particularly good on Agent Kallus. He doesn't have the courage to really make me want to give him inspiring presence. It's just not great for him. And then vigilance, it all depends on the build. It's a good ability to have, especially on somebody who doesn't have to be your nominated commander necessarily. But this is really good to support. Like if you're running him and Vader, this is a really good one because Vader can then keep, they can basically keep a dodge from token to token, or 2 stormtroopers or whatever. But in this case, I think I'd probably want to keep a dodge on Vader. That's kind of how I would run it here. But this can have lots of different uses in different builds. We're also going to get other cards like Portable Scanner. It's talking about dodges being given out. Ascension Cables, one of the best new cards we've seen in a while. Really great card. Situational Awareness and Seize the Initiative. Also, we're going to get here in this pack. Now let's go ahead and build this guy out. All right, so I've got him put together. I decided to give him nunchucks. And I used a little bit of this Tamiya putty to put like an old jewelry chain between them, kind of the same thing I did on my Darth Maul, and it was fun. I can like once that's fully dried, I can kind of sand it down a little bit and paint it to match everything else. But he's got himself a pretty good nunchuck weapon, and anytime I have an opportunity to do nunchucks on somebody, I will. Don't have any ideas on how I'm going to do the cigar yet, so I just left the regular face on there for now. I figured nunchucks was good enough for starters, and then we'll get to work afterwards. All right, yeah, and that's Agent Kallus. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Don't forget to click the links down below. Join Discord. Go ahead and check me out on social media. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. All that good stuff. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons as well. If you want to learn more about that, there's information in the video description below. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.